It's me trying to write it. ये तो पता नहीं क्या है. क्या कसूर है ये मेरा. Like this was one of the songs which I did write pretty quickly, I said. So like after that, it's just really like these small things, like you know, like really minute details, like literally going from क्या कसूर है ये मेरा to like क्या कसूर है मेरा. Let's see what I'm singing here. This is me still working on the song, clearly. Don't judge me on this shit. This is like really early stuff. It does not make sense. Hi, I'm Pratik Kuhad and you're watching Mashable Tod 4. It kind of like just started with literally the chorus line. A lot of the stuff I don't clearly remember how it happens. A lot of times when you're writing a song, you kind of just get into a bit of a space where, you know, you're not really like keeping track of what you're thinking, what's going on. It's like a very flow state. But I do remember that I came up with a line, like this line popped up in my head about like, you know, kya kasoor hai mera. And that's kind of like the main crux, and conceptually it's just basically the fact ki I love you so much that like I can't do anything about it, sort of, you know, like how is it even my fault, in so to say, that like I'm so deeply in love with you. And then, you know, the verses kind of describe what leads to that, right? So tere zulfon ki ye nami, teri aankhon ka ye nasha. Like, it's just stuff that, something that I have noticed about, you know, when I've been in love, like just, it's really simple. It's just literally like, you know, when your partner comes out of the shower and her hair is just damp. Like, it's always been like a very like, it's like a very intimate like moment for me. So literally that line comes from there, and, you know, teri aankhon ka ye nasha, you get like lost in somebody's eyes. Yahan kho bhi jaun to main, kya kasoor hai mera, you know. That's kind of like the idea. And I mean, I wrote the verses later, but it was basically like to convey the fact that like, you know, I just felt like it's something that's, you know, not really been like expressed in that way before when I was writing the song. I always wanted like a proper band version, I think, at the time, because at the time a lot of my arrangements just kind of started from like how we played it live. I also would do like stuff in the studio myself first, you know. So now it's like, I feel like just like the whole production side of things is so big, you know, I mean so prevalent, like there's just, it's really easy to make beats and like stuff like that. But back then I didn't really know how to do a lot of that stuff, so I would just call in my drummer and my bassist and we would just like, you know, around till we like found like a cool groove for it and stuff like that. Kasoor was just like that. I just called them in and we like did a version, then we started playing it live. So the arrangement was really clear. Like one of the first few things we really did a lot with in terms of just arrangement with my drummer was like just the basic drum groove. You know, like the storm thing, like it's a really simple groove. There's no snare, like just that's it. That's all it was, like, and that's how we were playing it live for the longest time. It was just that drum groove, it was bass and me playing, and a lot of my, because I play like a lot of like finger picking, a lot of times like really minimal drum grooves like that work, because a lot of it is just getting filled by like my guitar basically. And in this, like the guitars like really, I'm actually really proud of like this riff, like the Kasoor like guitar riff, and especially on the electric it sounds really cool because it's super high pitched and like intense, but it just really fills up everything. It fills in the gaps between the drums, and also like when the song's playing it sounds really full, but like I just soloed the drum groove out. It's literally just kick and like tom and like the tambourine, you know. So it started off with just that, and that's what we were playing, like guitar, drums, bass. And then the other stuff was added much later. So when we did the first studio recording in like 2019, it was just that. One thing I added which became like, I feel like a bit of a thing which I see like people in the audience and fans doing is like the kind of like triplet clap thing, like, And that's something that like was never there for the longest time. And like when we were doing the studio recording, like the day before when I was thinking about the arrangements, that's something that came to my head. I was just like, you know, it'd be nice for this clap thing to be there. And then the day I did it at the studio, like nobody was a fan. Like my drummer especially, who was also like attached to the song because he'd heard it so much and all. He was just like, dude, that clap thing is a bit weird, but okay, fine, like if you wanna do it. So it's literally just like this simple kind of triplet. Yeah, everything's recorded live on the song. There's nothing like, there's nothing programmed. But there's a lot of other stuff, you know, like, I mean, I can do like little, in the actual recording, like other than the drums, there's a lot of like background vocals, which is also something we kept really simple actually. In Kasoor, like the only harmonies are in like the choruses, which is literally just like this one line. Nothing over here.
कसूर है मेरा कसूर है मेरा.
Like really simple. So with the vocals is kind of like
तेरे सांसों की रात है तेरे होठों की है सुबह यहाँ खो भी जाऊं तो मैं क्या कसूर है मेरा क्या कसूर है मेरा.
The other thing I really added was like, which I think makes a big difference with the sound, is like the piano. And the piano was really like not ever there in, you know, the live at any point. And even like when we recorded the song, we didn't record the piano. So it was actually, I think like a month later or something, I was working with like this musician, producer, artist, everything, Rohan Rajadaksha, is a really talented guy. And we were doing like a bunch of stuff back then, and he was playing live with us as well on shows. And I think he like played something on Kasoor one time, and I was like, this is dope, we should record this. And we'd still like, I'd recorded the song, everything's kind of like done, but it's just hadn't been mixed. And I was like, dude, you gotta, you know, do this piano part for the actual song. He literally sent me like 20 different versions. It was absurd. He had like funny like names for it. Like the one I finally took is called like Take 4 Spicy Comped because it was spicy. Like he sent me like mild versions and medium and spicy versions, like shit that was played like chill. And then this one was like really intense. So like, and this I think is like a signature thing about it. Like this. It's like really big like piano hits. He sent me a bunch of like solo options, like in the instrumental section in the middle. So I did like a bit of a comp of like, you know, the spicy version, which was just the overall vibe. Like it was just like hit really hard. So there's a lot of like, you know, timbre and like the sound is really bright. And the solo is like where? There it is. And then I think I comped the solo from a different take. Very simple. I really liked it. Yeah. And yeah, it's really, it added a lot. I think like it really added to the sound a lot. Honestly, this song was really easy. Yeah, this song felt, I don't remember it ever being like super challenging. Like it was really easy because this is one of the songs which I just like, I had the line, you know. I had the line. Because I just knew like, you know, then it was just about like making the verses, writing a bridge, other stuff, which takes time, but it's not particularly difficult, you know. And I think what was more harder about this song was just like the journey it took overall, you know. Like I said, like this is like Kasoor is a song I wrote in like 2016. And like, and then after I finished writing it, we like, you know, I practiced it with my band for like something I was playing at the time. And I remember like the first time I kind of like played it, I think it was like a college festival if I'm not wrong, in 2017 or something. Nobody ever said that this song is awesome, ever, you know, that through that whole like first couple of years. And it's not like the audience didn't react, my band didn't say anything. Nobody said like in particular that like this is good. My friends and my family had heard it. Like there was just nothing, there's no positive like you know. And it's like everybody around me is generally like nice. Like I get feedback, like people who I go to and stuff. But there's certain songs where just people will be like, oh, this sucks, I hate this, or certain like I love this. Like with Kasoor, it was just like, meh, you know, kind of like that. It's like nobody like disliked it, but like nobody liked it too much either. So I just kind of took it out of circulation. And then weirdly, if it weren't for that thing, which that acoustic recording that I was talking about, where it actually caught steam online, like I don't even know if I would have actually released it, to be honest. On the last tour in India, and even on the Silhouette tour coming up, you know, later this year in India, I have like a 7-piece band. So, you know, drummer, bassist, somebody on the keys, a guitarist, and like backup singers. So we do everything, you know. For this song especially, like I just explained, like the arrangement is pretty simple. It's like there's not a lot happening. There's no like extra pad layers or anything. There's no production. Everything is live. All the instruments, the claps, the tambourines, everything is live. So it's pretty much the same. Yeah. I mean, there's like small details, like maybe like, you know, certain tambourine hits are not played everywhere, but even I think like the harmony singers do that. So it's literally the same. And I played solo as well, you know, and the solo, the acoustic version is its own vibe, I feel like. It's really simple. It's like more about the song almost versus like the sound of it or anything. Kind of showcases the guitar picking style more. I don't know. I've honestly like, I feel like, I mean, I might be totally wrong about this, but I've never heard that picking style anywhere. Like it's kind of like a Travis picking like variation, but it's like the actual rhythm of it like is a little different. I don't want to say I invented it, but I'm gotta say. I mean, this is like one of the videos from this was a show in Vancouver this year. The Silhouette tour that we did in the US, fully solo. Like it was just me on the guitar and the piano. That's how we did all the shows. It's like a very different, like more like chilled, like intimate, intense vibe. A lot different, I feel like, because these were also, a lot of them were like smaller rooms, like, you know, 1,000 people, 500 people in certain places. So it's just, it's a pretty like connected, you know, experience for me. Like it really is like a lot more connected, which I also really like. And I haven't done a solo tour in a while, so I actually really enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, this kind of...
How does it feel? So many people, thousands of people.
It never gets old.